Recently I did some work with the EGR valve, and it just feels really good now. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to another one of my videos. Today I wanted to talk to you about the little green men. I'm not talking about aliens. I'm not talking about gnomes. I'm not talking about leprechauns and Lucky Charms and shit, okay? I'm talking about traffic enforcement officials. Oh, that makes me so mad. Look at this guy! More specifically, the traffic enforcement officials responsible for guiding traffic through intersections, okay? I'd say they started appearing just after Bloomberg, I think, or maybe the year before Bloomberg left office. And now, I just see them everywhere. The concept behind the existence of such peoples is that they prevent gridlock, or blocking the box, okay? And they keep things moving. And I am very grateful for these people, sometimes, okay? Because they'll be in the middle of an intersection, they see nobody's coming, they'll wave you through, okay? Or they see that cars won't fit, so they stop them, so that there's no gridlock, so everything will be moving swell, okay? Some of these people are really, really great at this job. But unfortunately, I'd say about 75% of these traffic officials do not deserve their position, and they are unfit for the job, okay? And it's very unfair to the people who pour out their soul into this job, because they get paid the same, I imagine. And that just sucks, because some of these people, like 30% of these people, do such a damned good job, and then you have these 70% of people who stand there talking on their phone, or just stand there to the side and do nothing, or, you know, wave cars through green lights and stop cars at red lights. Just a waste of tax money. Okay? It's the city's way of going, hey, we're employing people, but they're wasting tax money. So they're taking money from the employed and giving it to the unemployed, basically. But, you know, I am grateful, but at the same time, I kind of hate it. Does that make sense? Because you'll be stuck at a red light, and there'll be some, like, fat motherfucker, like, waving you through a green light, like, yeah, I know. Or you know, there'll be a red light, and you're standing at this red light, and some dude is just sitting there talking on his phone, or just standing to the side. And it's like, there's no traffic coming. You could let me through and keep things going, but for some reason you choose not to. Like, do your job, man. Like, do your job that the people of New York pay you to do. It's just disrespectful, you know? And sometimes, I don't know, I'm sure there were like a few movies or a few cartoons or a few comedies where somebody got a whistle and started waving traffic around, or maybe made some random hand gestures while talking to someone or something, and then all the cars followed the hand gestures and they all crashed into each other. It's like a typical comedy scene, right? And that kind of happens here as well. These people who are paid to keep traffic flowing, protect pedestrians, so on and so forth. Some of them, like, don't even give a shit. Some of their hand gestures are just so random and hard to follow. Like, they'll point at one car, go left, okay? Or you know, if you point at a car and say go left, that's fine. If you wave a whole intersection through, that's fine. Okay, but there'll be some people that they'll like flail their arms around for some reason, like they're dancing or some shit. Like this one time I remember, I was near the Brooklyn Bridge. This was about 2 years ago. There was this lady directing traffic, and you know, she told my side to stop, and then she was telling those people to go, and she told them to stop. She put her hand down for me and just kind of like waved it at the same time, like it was like some sort of gesture, like you're dropping your hand but like waving it, kind of. So I took that to mean go. So I started going, especially since I had the green light, like whatever. I started going, and this bitch like ran up to my like car window and started screaming to my face, and that made me so mad, because it's like, shut the fuck up, you monkey. Like, what the fuck are you yelling at? Do your fucking job. Learn how to fucking use hand gestures. She was lucky that I had like the fat fucking leash that is the law, like holding me back. They're protected like police officers, if I'm not mistaken. Parking officials, traffic enforcement agents of all sorts. The ones that tow your cars, the ones that direct traffic through intersections, the ones that walk around handing out parking tickets, they're protected, if I'm not mistaken, in the same way as police officers are. So if you assault one, you get a nice long sentence, or something like that. Some of these people do their job very well, but the vast majority don't, and their presence is a waste of tax dollars, and it pisses me off. For people who are out in like San Francisco or wherever the hell, do you guys have something similar going on? Okay, because in Pennsylvania, sometimes something like a traffic light will go out, okay, and you know, the police come and they stand there and they wave cars through, and it's all very tip-top and professional and so on and so forth. But then seeing the people here, it's not so wonderful. So, you know, these people are here to keep traffic flowing, okay, and prevent gridlock, and to protect bicyclists, pedestrians, and to help emergency vehicles go through crowded areas and so on and so forth. And that's what they get paid for through the tax money that New Yorkers pay. And 70-80% of the time they just stand there with their hands in their pockets, they just stand there to the side, they just stand there playing with their phone, or they wave cars through green lights and stop them at red lights. So if you're like one of these 80% of the traffic crossing guard people, reevaluate yourself, please. Because one, it's disrespectful to the New Yorkers living here, and two, as a guest from out of state, it looks fucking messy as shit, like it's a third world country or something. Like, it's ridiculous. You gotta clean up that act, you know? For the like 20 or 30% of these traffic people who do their job really hard and really try, and who, you know, if you guys are watching this video, if you're one of these like 20-30% of these people, just know that I really think you guys are awesome, and I really appreciate what you do, you know, because it's not easy, okay? Sometimes it rains, sometimes it's fucking freezing out, sometimes it's just, you know, hot in the summer and you're standing around baking on the asphalt amidst all of the like diesel exhaust fumes and everything, you know. It's not a fun job, and I'm not surprised a lot of these people, you know, are in somewhat of a bad mood, or, you know, every once in a while step to the side and take a break or something. But for the most part, they're just negligent. I don't know why I felt like talking about that, but I did. So, I don't know. I just felt like sharing my thoughts. And, you know, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good one.